Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Thundercats 2011 toys from Bandai. As you can see here, I have a number of figures I've bought over the past several weeks, and we're going to open it up and take a look at them. So while I was born in the 80s, I was never into Thundercats as a kid. However, in the past year or so, I've discovered the series and gotten into it. I've recently started watching the 2011 series. Spoiler alert, I'm about up to the point where Panthro actually loses his arms. So yeah, I've been really getting into this both series from the 80s and 2011. I wanted some figures to represent that in my collection. It may sound like sacrilege, but the LGN toys from the 80s don't appeal to me. Trying to get anything from Super 7 is just ridiculously expensive. And then I saw my local game store was selling a lot of these old Thundercats figures for sort of about 10 quid each. I thought that was a good deal. So when trading in some old cards, I picked these up to add to my collection. In addition to these, I've been able to get hold of the Thunder Tank. This is second-hand off eBay, so I believe it's missing the second bike, and I think it's missing possibly some missiles maybe, and the ears up here. But other than that, it's in perfectly good playable and display purposes. We have, so let's take a quick look at which figures we have, and then we will get them open up and taking a look at the figures themselves. So over here we have the deluxe Mumra figure. We have Chitara, Panthro with what appears to be metallic arms. So given, as I said, he's lost his arms in the series, I assume that he's going to get replaced. We have Wily Kit, Mumra, Tigra. We have two versions of Lion-O, which we'll take a look at when they're open up. Thunder Tank, as I mentioned, Wily Cat, and we also have the ultimate figure pack, which has a gold Lion-O, a translucent Tigra, a smaller Mumra figure, and Snarf. I will mention that this one appears to have come from Argos back in the day, so I always quite like seeing stuff like that. I think it's quite amusing. So yeah, these are the figures we're going to be taking a look at today. Let's take a look at the packaging first off, shall we? Let's move Thunder Tank out of the way. So first up we have Wily Cat. You can see the packaging has sort of a green background with the character on the side, so they've all got their own sort of individual packaging. It announces or displays that it has magnet powered thunder links. I don't know what that is, so I guess we'll see what that is as we open them up. Has an advertisement for what I guess was online play or something. Then we have the back. We have here the blurb for the respective character. Wily. I'm sorry, my yes, I won't be reading all of these, but I will show them if you want to take a quick pause and read yourself. At the bottom we have cross sales of the other toys in the line, so the Thunder Tank, the individual characters, Tower of Omens, etc. We have one of our Lion-O's, so this is, I believe, the regular Lion-O. Again, same sort of similar packaging designs to the others. Some more cross sales of the characters. Brief blurb of the character. So from looking at the different styles of the packaging, so actually this is a good example here with the two Lion-O's. You can see the peg hook up there, and here a difference. I assume these were a wave 1 and wave 2. I generally don't know how many figures or toys were released in the entire line. I know there is definitely at least one other character I don't have. Actually, I forgot to mention, we also have unboxed is Slife. So I know this one came with a vehicle, but I didn't need the tank or whatever it came with. I just wanted the figure, so I managed to get this cheap off eBay, and we'll look at the articulation things in a bit. So yeah, I know there's at least one regular figure I don't have, which was Lion-O's father. I know there's a couple of other deluxe ones I don't have, but I generally don't know how many figures there were in the entire series. So here we have the back of the second Lion-O. So the second Lion-O has sort of like an armoured arm, and a different head sculpt. The back of the packaging is the same as the Wily Cat, which I assume was a wave 2 figure. We've got the blurb on the back here. So yeah, so Claudius is at least one of the figures I don't have. You can see here the cross sales or different designs. I assume between the wave 1 and 2 figures. I don't have the Panther of the regular arm, so there are a few figures I definitely don't have in this set. But I think this is a good representation of the series and the characters that they're in. Tigra. We have our mummy version of Mum-Ra. Wily Kit. Panther with the metallic arms. It's interesting, the back of the packaging shows his nunchuck as all silver, however the final product appears to have painted nunchucks. That's pretty cool. Chitara. our deluxe Mumra, which comes with a different style packaging to the others. It's obviously a lot bigger packaging, window sailed. Still, obviously displays a battle feature. Down here it's showing off some other figures, which look like were probably released, but as I said, you know, I don't know what's outstanding from this line or not, but I'm happy with what I have and think it all makes a good representation. Then finally we have that ultimate figure pack. So let's get these opened up, and then I'll be back in a minute. And welcome back. Here we have the basic figures out of the packaging. We're going to take a look at the Mumra in a minute. So we're going to take a look at the Mumra in a minute. These are the basic figures out of the packaging. So some of the figures came with a trading card each. That was Lion-O and Panthro, I assume, which were from the wave 2. They were the only ones which came with a trading card, despite Wily Kit and Wily Cat coming from wave 2, or what I assume was wave 2. Some of the figures had brief instruction manuals telling them how to hold the weapons, and advertising the Thunderlink system, which appears to be some sort of connection for the vehicles and play sets and what not. So we will take a look at that, hopefully with the Thunder Tank. So here we have the individual figures. Let's take a look at the figures as they are. So first up, and no, he's not broken. I just wanted to show him like this. This is the battle armored Lion-O, who comes with interchangeable hands. He's got the claw which is attached to him, and then regular arms. So it's kind of nice that they just a simple peg system to pull on and off. I can imagine a lot of kids lost one or the other, or even both. They are tight pegs to get on and off, but once they're on, it's a nice tight fit. We'll look at this Lion-O as a good example of the articulation pretty much throughout. So most of the figures have head to turn. It's on a peg rather than a ball joint, so it's just a turn. The arms are on a ball joint, and they get a full range of motion depending on what's on the arm. Most of the characters have a joint at the arm and a swivel at the wrist. The legs on most of the figures are the same. They come out and have the ball joints and swivel at the legs. Weapons, again, are pretty much the same throughout all the characters. They all have their own individual weapons, but they're made of a very, very gummy plastic with no sort of rigidity to them at all. In fact, a really good example of that is our Chitara, who, as you can see, appears to be holding a nunchuck rather than her actual bow staff. So that's the weapons, that all this very fine plastic bendable. I assume that was done because these were aimed at a younger kid audience, but equally, you know, 2011, we would have been looking at the Power Rangers Samurai Mega Force, and I've seen those figures. They didn't have such gummy weapons, so I don't know what the idea was exactly behind that. But you can see here, Chitara is a little different. She doesn't have the ball joint. Instead, she has a swivel at the leg and at the thigh. I'll take a quick look at the Chitara figure. So, as you can see, all of the joints are pretty much on these pegs. Some of them are better than others. All the figures, as you can see, do stand quite nicely on their own without any real issues. The regular Lion-O is the only figure to have a waist articulation for some reason. Not complaining. With the Sword of Omens, it does fit into its sheath, and it does come out. Panthro is a respectively bulky figure with the same articulation as the Lion-O. The only thing I don't like is I don't think the face is quite in keeping with his appearance in the cartoon. I don't know if it's because of the scowl that he went with or what. It just doesn't work. But the other characters are all very nice representations of their animated counterparts. Tigra with the gun, which is actually a harder plastic, but it still feels like that gummy type plastic, and the whip, which is an incredibly gummy plastic, as you can see there. And the articulation, same as the Lion-O, except no swivel at the waist. Slife has some nice articulation for such a squat little figure. His tail's on a ball joint, and it does pull off if needed. I don't know if that affects the ability to sit in any of the vehicles or not. We have Wily Kit and Wily Cat. So these figures are identical in terms of articulation. Head, arms, there's no leg articulation. Their pegs are in their tails. They both come with an identical, I guess it's supposed to be like a hoverboard on wheels, so it rolls along, and they do have a play feature, which I'll show you with the Wily Kit. But the with the trigger of the button, there's a clip and guns on their boards, as you can see with Wily Cat, who has her musical flute. We have our basic Mum Ra. The cape is removable. There's literally no real articulation in this. It's bent legs. This clips onto the arm and can be removed, and the sword can slide into its sheath. Then we have the figures from the ultimate set, shall we say. In true Bandai fashion, the variant figures of Lion-O and Tigra have no articulation besides legs and swivels. You know, these look and feel very much like the figures we were getting around this time with the Power Ranger bikes and whatnot, where they were just the most basic of painted, solid colour, no articulation type figures. So these really do feel like a typical Bandai release. our hollow tiger, which does look nice, but he has no weapons, which is kind of disappointing. It would have been nice if he had a gun or something to hold. The two gems of the set are Snarf, which is a very basic figure. No head articulation, but the arms do have a slight movement, as do the legs, except the tail is wrapped around one, so you're not going to get much there. But it does look like a really nice, cute little figure. Then we have our Mum-Ra, which is the best of the lot. It's got the full articulation throughout. The wings do come off, and it has that weird backpack thing, which appears to be for the Thunderlink system. The golden chains on its arm are removable. So that's a nice figure, and for the price I paid for the set, this is definitely worth it just for the figure. I don't know what the original retail was, but I would imagine it was probably close to 30 or 40 pounds. It might have been a little high for what you actually got, but again, I said I don't know what the original asking price for that was. Overall, I like all of the basic figures. They mostly look like their characters. They've got some nice animation-esque appearances. They have reasonable articulation for a kid's toy. They have accessories for playability. My only grumble with those is literally how gummy the weapons are. I think it takes away from some of the posability and the playability of the character, especially Chitara, who's supposed to have a really solid bow staff, but it's as gummy as Tigra's whip. So that's a disappointment. But it is what it is. Let's open up our deluxe Mum-Ra to take a look at that, and then we'll take a look at the Thunder Tank. And here we have Mum-Ra, the Ever Living. As you can see, it's the same size and figure as the Ultimate set. One difference is it has movable wings, which act as part of its play feature. So the figure articulation wise is the same as the other Mum-Ra. These clip on and off, I assume for posability, but they are a little fiddly. But we have the wings, which are, I don't know if you can see, but they're connected via a black clip. They are easy to come off that, and I can imagine they were quite frustrating for kids at the time. He has this shield type thing which forms in, which clips onto his arm, or should do. So it sort of plugs into his arm. It doesn't go in as well as I think it should do, but it's mostly for the play feature on this. So as you can see, the wings fold in, and when they fold in, they clip shut. And then using the wrist guard, this makes use of the Thunderlinks, which is the magnetic play feature. So all you do is take this, press it against the back, and the magnets release the wings. So again, clip those in, and there. Which is a fun little play feature. I don't really know what the rest of the Thunderlink system was, or what it did, whether it has any actual use within the playability of the vehicles, I don't know. So there's definitely a magnet in the back of these, but they don't seem to have any sort of play feature or action feature which is activated by the magnet. So I don't know what it was for, beyond obviously what we've seen so far. Let's take a look at the Thunder Tank then, and maybe that will reveal something to us. And here we have our Thunder Tank. As I mentioned, this is obviously incomplete, but it's mostly there from what I can tell. The arms at the front of the Thunder Tank raise up or on ratchet joints. The claws can move in and out, as can the front of the paw. There is a bike on this side, and I believe there's supposed to be one on this side, which can launch. So as you can see, I think it's if you press that button here, it launches the bike off, and as you can see, it launched fairly well. It has a similar button to this side. It looks like there was supposed to be some ears here, but there's nothing there. I don't know if there's supposed to be missiles which went in these or not. I kind of assume so, because there is a hole there, and it kind of seems like the toyetic thing to do is to have a firing missile. So it'd seem odd to have a children's play battle tank without missiles. The front of the Thunder Tank lifts up, I assume, so you can fit figures in easily, which we'll take a look at with the Lion-O in a minute. It has this button here, but I don't know what that was for. I don't know if that was to release the ears or what. There seems to be no discernible play feature I can figure out from what I actually have. You can see the play feature. It's nice. It's mostly done in three-tone plastic with very little paint out, but it works. There's a storage compartment at the back, so I assume you can get a couple figures in there. I don't know if we can or not. No, figures won't fit, so I'm not fit. Maybe you could get Wily Cat in there, but the larger figures won't fit. And I believe this has lights and sounds, and it does have batteries, so there's an on-off switch at the bottom, and then you can hear it instantly sound up. I don't know if there was an intended additional toys or something, because there's these gaps here at the bottom which look like they have plugs, but again, I don't know. Oh, that's what the button's for. It releases the sound effects. So it just seems to be the startup feature sound and the roar there. Oh, and there's the sound of the screeching as you launch the bikes. So that's nice. So there we have that. Let's get Lion-O situated so we can see it with the fit figure. Just to mention, it does roll nicely. So let's have a look. So actually, I think I'm going to use a different figure. Let's get the other Lion-O. Get rid of his accessories to make it easier for us. So from what I can see, figure should just sit in, and then between the clips here and on the back of their magnet pouch. I believe that should just plug in.
Thundercats, activate!
Oh, so there's a additional hidden sound features once you plug in the figure.
Thundercats, fire! Thundercats, fire!
So it has the additional sound feature. I don't know if the other figures activate hidden sound features. Let's try. We'll try the additional Lion-O first. I suspect if there are hidden voices, this Lion-O won't announce anything new. But
Thundercats, activate! Thundercats, fire!
so yes, you can see there that Lion-O was the same. Let's see what we've got. We'll try Panthro, but he seems fitting for this. Panthro is almost a little too big for us, but
Thundercats, activate! Thundercats, fire!
so I assume then the sound features for all of the characters are exactly the same. I'm not even sure Chitara's actually going. Oh no, she does fit in.
Thundercats, activate! Thundercats, fire!
So that's a fun little hidden play feature, but the one noise fits all, little disappointing. We've seen IFF readers with activating sound, so it would have been nice if perhaps Bandai could have fitted that in somehow, so it activated a unique sound effect for each of the figures. I don't think our Mum-Ra will fit, but it's worth having a look. So if we take off the belt bit, is tunic.
Thundercats, activate!
So yeah, you can get Mum-Ra in, but I can't see us getting Scythe in. No, it's trying to get Scythe into Thunder Tank is like trying to get me into new clothes after Christmas dinner. It ain't happening. And there we have the Bandai 2011 Thundercats toys. Overall, I'm happy with these. I think they're nice additions to my collection. I think the paint taps on the figures are pretty decent, especially for what Bandai was doing in 2011 and shortly thereafter. The articulation on most of them is pretty decent. They have some nice accessories, and it looks like they have a few fun play features. Play features which I assume would have been a lot more enjoyable and interactive if you had all of the appropriate accessories to go with their Tiger Link system. Otherwise, yeah, these are fun additions to my collection. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and I'll be back soon. Goodbye.